children should play sports. When I was younger, I was probably the shyest person that anyone has ever met. I legitimately would not talk to anyone, wouldn't get near people. I wouldn't call my friends' houses to hang out with them because I was afraid that someone else at their house might answer the phone. It was bad. But my parents actually putting me in sports was the one thing that forced me to actually talk to people and actually somewhat come out of my shell that I didn't really have to anyways. So I'm going to talk today about how sports build character, give you real-world experiences or things that you can use in the real world, as well as, if nothing else, will at least help with the board problem challenge. This is it's terrible. But as far as character building goes, I've never been on a team where it wasn't emphasized that you have a certain way you act, you keep your head up all the time, that you act kindly towards the people you're playing against, whether you want to or not. It's just always emphasized in any team you're in. As well as that, there are also programs that many coaches can use. For example, Crystal Johnson and General Gilbert came up with something called Uniform, which is an acronym meaning use goal setting, and there are no mistakes, only learning. Imagery, use full focus, be overly positive, promote relaxation, and make routines so that things are structured and the kids are always moving around and have something to do. And then, as well as that, there was according to Jennifer Agins and John Gello, an article about the influence of sports types. They said there's a study showed that while watching the development of children who played or do not play sports, those who do showed most favorable outcomes later in life. Now, another thing that sports will give you is things that you can definitely use in the real world. If somebody's trying to get a job, it's always going to be competitive. You have to know how to handle that. You have to know how to about doing your best in that situation. As well as that, according to Steve Lay, involvement in sports cultivates traits that help you to succeed, but also to cope with failure. You don't only know how to compete, but you know how when you lose to deal with it and move on. And on top of that, one big thing that's in both sports and the real world are heartbreaks. You've always got the big game that you want to win that inevitably at some point in your life you don't win that game. And there's always letdowns as far as life goes. Now, when it comes to obesity in sports, according to Carl Foster and an article in USA Today, this generation's children may be the first to have a shorter life expectancy than their parents in like hundreds of years. Now, on top of that, frequent practices and conditioning. For little kids, conditioning being go out there and run around. It's not like telling them to get in the gym or something when they're 5 years old, but at least they're doing something. And it's also especially important with the poor diets in America as far as all the fast food and things like that to, if they're going to be eating like that, at least have them moving around. In conclusion, I hope that whenever you do or already have kids, that you enroll in sports at some point at least, make them try it. Maybe they'll like it. I can't do very much of that.